thank you all for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Martha Biondi, and I'm going to identify who we are and why we are here, and the function of today's very, very important protest at City Hall. We are a group of activists, educators, artists, and community leaders from several organizations, including the Chicago Torture Justice Memorials, Project NIA, Amnesty International, and We Charge Genocide. We have just arrived here at City Hall after a march from Chicago Police Headquarters on 35th Street and Michigan Avenue. Today we are marching and rallying for justice, accountability, and reparations. The City of Chicago has never taken responsibility for an over 20-year police torture ring led by the commander, John Burge. Shame. Shame. We are here today with many survivors of Chicago police torture and many mothers and family members of torture survivors. We are here to make three principal demands. One, we are requesting the full support of Mayor Emanuel for this reparations ordinance. Secondly, we are calling upon Alderman Burke of the Finance Committee to schedule a hearing in January, a public hearing now. And then third, we are calling upon the entire City Council to vote in favor of this ordinance. We want it to pass and become law in the City of Chicago. We now have, we now have 27 members of the Chicago City Council who have endorsed this bill. 27 is more than half. We can win. We can do this. We will win.
We will win. We will win.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win.
We will win. We will win. We will win.
We will win. We will win. We will win. Today we are here asking our elected officials to stand on the right side of history. What we want them to know is that the whole world is watching. Amen. The reason that we are here today, in addition to putting our demands in front of city leaders, is to deliver some petitions, some very important petitions organized by Amnesty International and the Chicago Torture Justice Memorial Project and others. We have close to 40,000 signatures. These are 40,000 signatures from Chicago, from elsewhere in Illinois, and from around the world. People of the world are outraged by the violations of human rights that we endured here under color of law for over 20 years. We are demanding justice, we are demanding reparations, and we are demanding accountability. Recently, the United Nations Committee Against Torture has called upon the city of Chicago to pass this ordinance. So we have the United Nations Committee Against Torture on our side. We're going to talk a little bit later about specifically what's in this ordinance, but I want you to know now that it's comprehensive and it's holistic. It asks for financial compensation, but also free education, health care, counseling services, and a formal apology from the City of Chicago. Mayor Emanuel has personally apologized, and he has said that he would love to close the door on this ugly and sordid chapter in our city's history. We agree, but we can only close that door with genuine and comprehensive reparation and repair. We are here today to help make that possible.
Woo!
So before we deliver these petitions, we have them right here in these cardboard boxes. Before we deliver them, we are going to hear from some mothers of torture survivors and from a torture survivor, Mark Clements. But before I introduce them, before we introduce the family members, I want you to hear from one of our leading sponsors of this reparations ordinance, Alderman Joe Moreno.
Can we have you spell your name too?
B-I-O-N-D-I.
Hey, Greta. Thank you. I'm going to be very short because the most important thing is to hear from these mothers. Mark Clemens, who I've known for many years, working against the death penalty, and of course, many in this room helped with that, and we got rid of that in Illinois many years ago. But what's left in that is the Burge torture that we've been working on. I met Alice Kim in '99 when people didn't believe us about John Burge, right? Well, now they believe us. Now they see the evidence. The city has moved forward in the right way and settled a lot of these cases. The mayor's apologized, but guess what? We've got men, brothers, that don't have their day in court and can't get their day in court. This ordinance gives them justice, the small justice that they deserve. It gives it to them. It's so important in our city to move past John Burge. He's out now. You all know that, right?
Yes.
He's out now.
Yes, we know.
It took a lot of effort to get him in, and he's out, while many, many men, African American, some Latino, up to 100 men, deserve justice.
Yes.
Support this ordinance. I'm just the alderman that's leading on the Aldermanic side, but it's the community, it's our brothers and sisters that are really leading this movement. I guarantee we can get this done, but the first thing we need is an official hearing. We need to have that hearing. So call your alderman, let your officials know. We want a hearing on the books so we can have this evidence out there to show that these men, unfortunately, like my brother Mark Clemens, are still feeling the pain of John Burge's torture. We don't have to go to Ferguson and the travesty there. We don't have to go to New York. This was torture capital of the United States for more than 20 years. All right? So let's move past that, support this ordinance, and hear from them. Someone that is more important speaker than me today, Mark Clemens. I've known for many years, suffered under John Burge, wrongfully convicted. And what does he do with his life? He comes out here and tirelessly advocates for those that are still behind. I have so much respect for this man. Please help me welcome Mr. Mark Clemens.
Thank you. My name is Mark Clements. I spent 28 years in prison. I am here and I'm asking for the entire city council to have a heart. I was 16 years old. I can never express this enough. 16 years old, handcuffed to a ring around the wall and having my genitals grabbed and squeezed and called a nigger boy. That affects me this day. It affects me every time that I enter inside of a prison to see other torture victims that are remaining to suffer. Where is the heart of human beings? We are individuals that have suffered. Each and every day I suffer. Where is my psychological treatment? Where is my medical treatment? I'm sick right now. Where is my compensation? Do anyone care? That has been my outcry. Do anyone care about these mothers that still have their loved ones that are still hemmed inside of the Illinois Department of Corrections? People think, well, once you have been found guilty, that you can write some simple letter to a judge and that the judge is just going to simply release you. No. Our elected officials must be our elected officials and stand up and to represent all of the people of the city of Chicago. Rob Emanuel, back in August of last year, he apologized to the torture victims. Well, what do you say about my survival? Someone spending 28 years in prison and kicked out of the prison, now I have to survive. I'm asking for the city council to have a heart this day and to pass this resolution and the reparation package so that men that were affected, that they can heal. Thank you. My name is Mark Clemens, Chicago police torture victim.
Can you say M-A-R-K or M-A-R-T?
The name is M-A-R-K. Last name is C-L-E-M-E-N-T-S. If you have a problem, you can go to your your back histories.
Okay, it is my honor to introduce and acknowledge the mothers who have been the heart and soul of this movement since the very beginning. The moms believed their sons when no one else did. They were there right by their side, always. They have been across the city of Chicago in schools, in churches, at marches, at pickets, endlessly, visiting their sons in prison, for so many years now, too many years now. And they're here today to stand on behalf of their loved ones as they have from the very beginning. So I'm going to first acknowledge Mary L. Johnson, one of the mothers who was a pioneer in this movement.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your prayers. But most of all, thank you for your hard work. Because prayer without work don't do anything for us.
That's true. That's so true.
We need the prayers, but most of all, we need you to pray while you fight. Because we're fighting for what's rightfully ours. I was blinded by the fact that I was born in Chicago for many years. I assumed that I was an American and that I had rights. Until the police, not the good ones, they got a lot of good cops. I'm talking about the bad ones that the good cops don't tell on. Those are the ones that got hold to my son. And I was so ignorant to the law, I went down to 11th Street and filed a complaint. What did I do that for? They target my whole family. I even got it in writing here where they had told my son that they had information that would convict me for being involved in a murder. This is their statement. They did this to my son to get him to sign a confession. It was just so that I got to him in time. The lawyer told me what he was fixing to do, sign whatever they wanted, just leave his mother alone. I told him, I said, look, what makes you think you more capable of doing time than I am? I said, let them come and get me. I said that, but then after I said it, I got nervous. I almost had a nervous breakdown during that time. But if I hadn't have stood up, my son would have been executed in '86. My son is still living, but to make matters worse, they put him in TAMS. He spent 14 years and 8 months in TAMS and had never had a ticket. They put him there because guess what? His mother's still out here running her mouth.
All right.
I'm still fighting. And every time I see a person come out, my heart just breaks. But I'm overjoyed to know that we're getting closer. And it's because of people like you who will tell your neighbors, tell your relatives, tell your friends, because many of them don't know. We need your help.
Yes.
And all those good cops,
Yes.
we need those good cops
Yes.
to do what they pledged to do. They need to do right. It's going to be hard, but you're going to have to turn them son of a guns in. Because they making you look bad.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I want to thank you, and I want you to know that I'm in my 80s now, and if God permits me to keep on breathing, I'm going to do this until I die, because I don't just want my son.
All right. All right.
I don't want my son only. I want what they promised us, justice for all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, next we have Jeanette Plummer, the mother of Johnny Plummer.
Hello. My name is Jeanette Plummer. I'm the mother of Johnny Plummer. My son was 15 when they took him out the Audi home and took him on Lebanon-Hampton, but took him over there and beat him butt naked with no clothes on 39th in California. My son was 15. Now my son is 38. My son been in jail for 23 years. Enough is enough. I want my baby to come home. You know, he done lost family member. He done lost everything, and he's still in minority. 23 years. I don't see nobody come and tell me they sorry after you beat the crap out of my son, a 15-year-old kid. My son, this is the picture of my son. My son is dark-skinned. You can see the bruises on my baby's back. That's not fair. I thought they supposed to read to your right. I didn't think they supposed to take you and beat you like a dog. That don't make no sense. I want our boys to come home, and I'm gonna be out in these streets. Somebody gonna hear me.
All right.
Somebody gonna hear my boys, because I'm tired of this. I'll be out here till my son come home. You're gonna get tired of looking at my face and tired of looking at me talking, but I'm gonna keep on talking. As long as I got God on my side, I cannot lose.
All right.
My baby coming home. I'm tired. Here go another Christmas. Thanksgiving done passed. Here go another Christmas, and I don't have my son home with me. That's not fair. I want my baby to come home. I'm tired of this. He's suffering too. Just imagine, a 15-year-old child. You take him to the police station. You're supposed to read him his right. You get him down there and strip him butt naked and whoop him with no clothes on. That's not right. And I know what I'm talking about because I went down there. I seen the bruises on my son. No newspaper told me this. I seen with my own eyes. I know what I'm talking about. They say I'm lying. I'm not lying. They got pictures. You know you can't take a camera up in that place and get no pictures. They got the pictures of how my son's body looked. This don't make no sense. I've been crying and praying so, Lord. I'm tired. My help is failing me. I'm tired. I want my child to come home. Let me see my son before I leave this earth. It's not fair. You're going to give my son natural life with no possibility of parole after you done did all these things to him. That's not fair. That is wrong. Y'all just don't know what they do behind closed doors, but I do. And I'm going to let the world know what you did to mine. And I'm not going to stop running my mouth either, because that's not right. You don't beat nobody like that. That's wrong. Bring my son home. I need counseling today for myself. Can't sleep at night. The phone ring, you thinking somebody telling you your son done died in jail. Who want their son to die in prison? That's not fair. When you can bring them boys home. You know what John Berg did? Y'all all know. Trying to sweep it under the rug. So much you can sweep and so much you can't. This is my last statement. My baby is coming home. He's 23. You're gonna bring him home. Oh, he coming up out of there. I don't care how long it takes. He gonna come home. I believe that. I'm gonna see my baby before I leave this earth. Thank you. Your name again, ma'am? Jeanette Plummer.
That was Jeanette Plummer. We're going to hear from more moms, but we want to take a moment right now to deliver the close to 40,000 petitions that we've collected to Mayor Emanuel.
These are petitions that was gathered by the Torture Reparations Committee, and we would like these petitions turned over to the mayor and to demand a full hearing before the city council that reparations be granted to all Chicago police torture victims. Thank you.
On behalf of Amnesty International, these over 40,000 petition signatures from here in Chicago and worldwide. The world is watching, and we want to make sure that we get a hearing and get full support of the mayor for the reparation orders that is currently in front of City Council. We would like to have the mayor, if he's in, to come out and address the folks. If not, we would like some response from the mayor.
Mayor is out to lunch.
Okay, why is the mayor always out to lunch when the people come into his office? These are the individuals that put the mayor into power. This is an election year, and we will be the ones to remove him from office unless he come and have a meeting with us.
The mother of Gerald Reed, who has a message for Mayor Emanuel.
Hello? It's good to be here, even though it's not for a reason that I would like to be, but I'm glad to be here. The officers that tortured my son, one of the things they told him, that he was going to send me to an early grave. Not yet. I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere until God get ready for me to go. And I'm not here just for my son. I would love for my son to be here. But I'm not here just for him. I'm here for all the men that are there for crimes that they did not commit. I want them out also. I've talked to some of them, and they've told me how much they appreciate what I'm doing. They don't have to do that. I told them that. This is my job. I wish I could do better like I used to, but I got a fractured right ankle, and it's kind of hindering me a little bit. But I don't let it stop me completely because the job got to be done. People got to be told the things that happen to our family members. We want them home. We want them out, and we want it now. My son's case is in court. His case is in court. He go back to court the 8th of next month. His case looked very good. But I still want him home. And I want him home now. And that's good. Thank you. Also, he has already told me, Mama, when I get home, me and you together, we're going to work and get the rest of them guys out of there. And you know what? Some of you all know how much I talk. This is how he do in there. He's in Stateville prison. And he said some of the guys has told him, man, I see why you talk so much. You got a mama that talks. That's what my mouth is for. And I'm going to talk, especially if you was dealt wrong, and it shouldn't have been. It needs to stop. Furthermore, it shouldn't have never started. This shouldn't have never happened.
That's why we need reparations.
Thank you. We need that. And we need it now. Yes, we do. Thank you.
Freedom to our
Your name one more time.
Amanda Shackelford.
Could you spell the last name?
SHACKELFORD. Thank you. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Before we move on, I just want to acknowledge two other mothers who have been critical to our struggle who are here. Bertha Escamilla, who is the mother of Nick Escamilla, and also Annabelle Perez, mother of Jamie Hod. And now we're going to move on.
And, you know, one of the main events of our action today is talking about the significance of the memorial and inviting you to contribute to the memorial. Right before we do that, though, I want to introduce Cam Howard from NCOBRA, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America, who's going to offer some brief remarks of solidarity.
Thank you. I want to read a brief statement from NCOBRA, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. Today, NCOBRA stands in support of reparations legislation for torture survivors and their families. On occasions too numerous to mention in this country, either at the federal, state, or local levels, legislators are confronted with the choices that will either side with justice or with injustice. The majority of times, when the beneficiaries of the justice are people of African descent, fairness and justice escapes them, escapes this leadership. Chicago has its own historical track record of unfairness, injustice, and continued inhumanity in relationship to this population. A recent example is the case of NCOBRA's push for an amendment to the Slavery Disclosure Ordinance. We sought legislation that would mandate a 6% of the cost of any project developed by the entity that had a positive slavery disclosure report, meaning that they had an active role or complicit role in the enslavement of African people, that 6% be deposited into an economic enhancement fund for the community development use. Norfolk Southern Railroad, a company seeking a contract with the city for a $285 million rail yard expansion, would have been the first corporation affected by this reparations legislation. It would have netted the Inglewood community, one of the poorest in this city, $17 million in development equity. This money could have been leveraged to over $100 million in real development to this community. By inking the deal with the city, this engineering corporation, Norfolk Southern, increased its value by $2 billion. Not $2 million and not $200 million, but $2 billion. Their shares went up from $77 a share to $110 a share, increasing their value. It offered in exchange to the African community $20,000 to be divided among 4 schools. 100,000th of 1%. This is the type of misleadership that is the norm in this city when it comes to people of African descent. So Cobra is here standing and suggesting that this council enact reparations legislation for torture survivors and their family. It is fair, it is just, it is in accord with international human rights conventions, and it is a break from the Chicago norm. We caution, however, that in doing so, you also break from the past neo-ghetto colonial policies where authentic African voices and issues are only heard and filtered when they are filtered by non-African handlers. In addition, we suggest this council amend the slavery ordinance, disclosure ordinance now. And finally, we suggest that this body resolve to recognize and commit to the observance and program of action of the United Nations declared International Decade of People of African Descent, beginning January 1st, 2015, and ending December 31st, 2024, under the theme Recognition, Justice, and Development. In doing all these things, Chicago can make a clean break from its injurious past in relationship to people of African descent. It would be on the right side of reparative justice and initiate the work to becoming a world-class human rights city. Thank you.
Now, just so you know, which of our alder people support the ordinance and which of our alder people don't, we have 2 members of We Charge Genocide who are going to lead us in a naughty and nice list. So here we go.
Yeah, so you've been handed out a list of aldermen, some of those who will receive a lump of coal this holiday season, and or a group of protesters like ourselves until they act right. The other side of the list is folks who supported this ordinance. Recently, we just got word that we reached 27.
Yeah.
Which means Robert Fioretti, that brother is on the other side. He's on the nice list. So we'll include him. So I'm gonna say who's on the right, and they all need to come around. So I'm gonna say who's on the side of justice, and y'all gonna read the names of the nice list, okay? I need y'all nice and strong. Call and response. I'm gonna say, so for example, right? You can do this. Who's on the right side of justice? Yeah, and he's in the room, right? So that's how y'all, okay. Yeah, what's his first name? Okay. All right, does that make sense? Okay. And then, do y'all want to? And my name is Malcolm London. I represent We Charge Genocide all the time. Okay.
Can you spell your name?
Malcolm London, MALCOLMLONDON. Who's on the right side of justice?
Joe Marie.
Who's on the right side of justice? 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 Who? Who's on the right side of justice? 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 Jason Irvin. Who's on the right side of justice? Scott Mason. Who's on the right side of justice? Deborah Mel. Who? Deborah Mel. Who's on the right side of justice? Who's on the right side? Who's on the right side? Who just got on the right side? Make some noise for all the aldermen on the right side of justice. Well, well, well. Here we are on the naughty list. We checked it twice. And we understand that these folks do not believe that when 200 victims have been tortured, and literally, when we say torture, we do not use that as a hyperbole. The folks here have pain in their eyes and suffrage in their hearts, and we're here to get reparations for that. And no amount of money, and even this reparations will not heal that. And these people seem to not understand what that means. And so we gotta let them know that they're on the naughty list, and they're on the wrong side of justice, and they on the wrong side. I'm just saying. Coal, a lump of coal. Well, actually, we don't do coal anymore. It's bad for the environment. But anyway, okay? Who's on the wrong side of justice? All right, I need y'all to say it like real nasty, like, you know what I mean? Like, Natasha Holmes, Michelle Harris. Be angry. Let them know that you're mad. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Natasha Holmes. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Michelle Harris. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Anthony Neal. Who's on the wrong side of justice? John Hope. Who's on the wrong side of justice? James Bowser. Who? James Bowser. Who's on the wrong side of justice? George Cardenas. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Marty Quinn. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Ed Burke. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Joanne Thompson. Who's on the wrong side? Latasha Thompson. Who's on the wrong side? Matthew O'Shea. Who's on the wrong side? Michael Zalewski. Who? Michael Zalewski. Who's on the wrong side of justice? Deborah Graham. Who's on the wrong side? Ariel Lewis. Who's on the wrong side? Grace Flores. Who's on the wrong side? Carrie Austin. Who's on the wrong side? Timothy Golden. Who's on the wrong side? Margaret Marino. Who's on the wrong side? Who's on the wrong side? Mary O'Connor. Who's on the wrong side? Tom Tunney. Who? Tom Tunney. Who's on the wrong side? Harry Osterman. Who's on the wrong side? Deborah Silverstein. And who else on the wrong side? Mayor Emanuel. There you go. Who's on the wrong side? And all the police that allow torture in this city of Chicago is on the wrong side. Y'all on the wrong side. Who? So, Miriam, what's next? Are we? So what side are you on? What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We on the free side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We on the free side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We on the free side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We on the free side. Make some noise, y'all. While we got the ordinance passed, we also understand that torture, while it comes in real form with electroshock to genitalia, in real form with being beat in police stations, but it also comes in a mental capacity and a psychological one. And that the way police are hyper-surveilled in neighborhoods across this city is torture. And the way police harass black and brown men and disproportionate and women and trans folks and queer folks in this city of color is torture. And we have to understand that as such. And we go fighting against these same systems that create that torture and that kind of torture that creates interpersonal violence in this city. And so oh, they're trying to take a picture of me. Okay. And so we remember this memorial and the one that needs to be built in the city to remember this, but we also, the way we live this memorial is to continue to fight for justice every day against torture, not only in Chicago, but abroad. And so tomorrow at 6:30 at Congress Plaza, Michigan and Congress, folks, organization called Chicago Light Brigade. Woo! Yep. is doing another memorial for victims of violence in the city of Chicago. And we understand violence differently, right? We understand that interpersonal violence is created by condition. And that this dude who is apparently out to lunch every time we come is one of the most violent people in the city. When you close schools, when you close mental health clinics, and when you hyper-surveil neighborhoods, that is violence. And so tomorrow at 6:30, you could come out. It'll be folks speaking and talking about that kind of violence and lifting it up. And then closing out, my BYP 100 sister, who is a MC and a poet and an artist, is gonna close us out with a song. My bad, sorry. She's about to come up. Thank you. Please, y'all, make some noise for FM Supreme.
I wanted to lift up all the families, all the brothers out here who've been tortured. Rest in peace to Darby Tillis. If he was here, if he was alive, he would be here right now with us. And this piece is just called We Still Believe. We can make it, our needs are basic. Peace and hugs with a love blanket. More jobs, more education, less prisons, less incarceration, more occupation, less standing around. This is our city. This Shack Town to all the scholars that's college bound. I see your vision young and profound. So all the CPD, it's time to turn back. It's time to switch lanes, get on the right track. It's never too late to reach for the sky. You need encouraging the will to fly. Gotta have faith when your back gets the wall. Relearn how to stay and leap up from the fall. I just see the dog put the guns down, y'all. Write a new song, cause it's time to evolve. It's time to evolve. It's time to evolve. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe in justice. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe in justice. I said I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe in justice. There's no more talking, just time to do. Hopefully the action change starts with you. No more shooting around like a fool. Time to work hard and go back to school. We all have a purpose. We all have dreams, mutually exclusive, but not those things. Living life matters, young kings and queens. More than a conqueror can handle all things. By any means, it's time to reach conflict resolutions on the streets. Just because you and I don't agree, don't make me and you enemies. Get it? Bless the child who has it all, who love to speak. Hope with microphones committed to peace. Chicago, my home, please put the guns down by the end of the song. Like, still believe. I still believe. I still believe in justice. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. In reparations. For all black people.
Next we have Nadia from North College Prep. North Lawndale Prep.
All right, my name is Nadia Miller. I am a senior at North Lawndale College Prep. My poem is called KOP. It's an acronym for Killing Our People. How can you kill permission? How can you go around shooting people like it's a 007 mission? But if I did it, it would be an automatic life conviction. You choke Eric Garner to death. He tried to warn y'all he was short of breath. Mike Brown got one call to the head. Walking in the middle of the street doesn't call for him to be dead. Oscar Grant got shot in his back. It ricocheted from his back through his chest. How did you get your gun mixed with a taser? I bet you didn't get your t-shirt mixed with a protection vest. Now y'all walking around with automatic rifles, killing little kids over wheel remotes, killing people who already surrendered. Now y'all walking around with big army tanks. Got grannies, moms, aunts, uncles, dads, and aunts scared to even walk to the bank. How can you kill permission? When to serve was your original mission. How can you kill 400 people plus a year with permission? What can we do? Everybody's scared to get their life taken away too. What can we do? What can we do? If we make an organization, who will really listen? Who can actually send bad cops to an ice cold prison? What can we do? People out here scared to lose their life too. Life is a terrible thing to lose over some mess. But I wish you RoboCop's the best. I wish you can see what you send these kids that has to lay their 7-year-old daughter to rest. I wish you the best. I wish you the very best. How can you sleep with this on your chest? How can you kill with permission? But I have to say, I know a lot of cops that wear their name proudly across their chest. Clap, clap, you the best. Thank you for keeping that off your chest. I need you to do one thing. One thing you can do is teach all the rest. protest. At the end, it's nothing to do but protest. Still, how can you kill with permission?
Give a young person some love.
Malcolm talked about the memorial.
Go ahead. Okay, Adam's going to talk about the memorial and invite all of you to contribute to the memorial.
All right. First, can we just ask people to open up a little bit so that everybody can see it? So just kind of go over to where the elevators are so that everybody can get a look at this. So this is a protest on the holidays. The holidays are about a lot of things that we can embrace and things that we have problems with. Holidays are about ritual, though. Holidays are about ritual that draw people together. And one of the things that has always been powerful in the ways in which the survivors and others and a new generation of people talking about police violence is the way in which the police force people to believe that they're alone. And the only way to change that is to tell people that, in fact, they stand with others, that they're together. So this is the beginnings of putting a memorial together around Chicago police torture justice. Many families have made contributions in terms of signs, in terms of mementos, in terms of different pieces that are here. There may be people, do we have people that have things that have not been contributed here yet? Does anybody have anything that they want to add to this? Because we want to make sure this is comprehensive. All right, we're going to keep building this over the months and over the years. One of the demands in terms of the reparations ordinance is a permanent center. A center that could provide services, a center that could provide counseling, a center that could provide various sorts of ways for people to understand that there are others there with them, but a service that can build community around the knowledge of justice. That's what this is about. That's what we have here. That's what we're going to continue to build, both in terms of being out in the streets, in terms of bearing our witness, in terms of writing our history, in terms of making sure that no one can ever say again that Chicago torture was not something that took place. We know that it did, and we are going to make sure that everyone in Chicago and the world knows that it did. Thank you.
Your name again, sir?